What's up, everybody? It's Timo, and today I had this interesting thing that came to my mind. So I was watching this video about how a kilo is no longer going to be the same as it was. And if you want me to talk about that, it's a really interesting story, and I will talk about it. But more importantly, as I was watching those people voting on should a kilo be based on this kilo prototype, which is like a little cylinder of platinum, or should it be a multiplier of Planck's constant, and they ended up voting for Planck constant. I saw that there's nobody younger than 35. I might even say that there's nobody younger than 40. So how come there's nobody in their 20s deciding on should kilo be changed or not? Should that little kilo of platinum be retired or not? And that's because they haven't put in enough time to prove themselves to be good enough to qualify themselves. So that led me to thinking about this one book I read called Bounce, where this author says the reason why Mozart was so good isn't because he's talented, but because his father forced him to practice piano since he was 4 years old. So by the time he was 14, if he put in 8 hours a day, every single day for 10 years, that would be 25,000 years. Not years, hours of practice. So I know I used to practice, soccer and basketball and taekwondo and whatever. What I did best and stick longest with was that taekwondo thing. I practiced for 1 hour 3 times a week. So that's 3 hours a week. How many weeks, how many years do I have to practice to get those 25,000 hours that Mozart had by the time he was 14? So I'm like, that's why, if you watch my last video about that one thing, it's like adding one step, adding a building on top of it. I and you need to focus on that one thing and get those 25,000 hours to become number one. I think it was Malcolm Gladwell that says 10,000 hours to become an expert. But if you're focusing on 10 different things and you're working only 1 hour a day on that thing, it's gonna take you 10,000 days, which is how many, 30 years? That means when I'm 50, I may become an expert. But we both know that, 20% of information we learn today becomes obsolete in the next 5 years. So that means it's gonna take me more than 30 years. And I don't wanna wait for that long. So, based on what I said yesterday and what I realized today, I'm even more strongly believing in that one thing type of mentality so that I can put in more hours. If I put in, starting from today, 8 hours, and let's say the one thing I want to be best at is knowledge. I know. So if I just read for 8 hours a day, every single day, and I read about marketing, psychology, business and stuff like that, it's gonna take me 10 years so I can put those 25,000 years to become the best at having an idea what's working and what's not, And then I would be 33. So it's not late for me. But, if I do not put 8 hours, if I only put 4 hours, It's going to be till I'm 43. And that might become late because by the time I will have wife and kids and I won't be able to dedicate as much time as I could now. So that's why if you have time, if you don't have time, try figure out how you can add more time so you can get either those 10,000 or 25,000 hours so that one day you will become the best at what you want to be. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe. There's one video per day every single day. And if you don't want to wait for tomorrow to get a new one, then there's more than 200 videos already created, so you can watch one of those. And if you want to get notified whenever I post new videos, then you can click the little bell button next to the subscribe, and then YouTube will send you notification and then you can watch those. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.